What's the real deal with being the richest man who ever lived in history? Is it all about swimming in endless wealth? Or is there something more profound at play? Perhaps it's not just about the riches, but the incredible power and influence that one person can wield over society, or is it going beyond personal wealth to impact the world positively? Well, let's find out. So you've got Jeff Bezos, the guy who owns Amazon. Forbes, the magazine that keeps track of rich people, said he was the richest person on Earth. How rich? Try wrapping your head around this. His personal fortune was about $177 billion. That's more money than the gross domestic product of most countries. Seriously, it's so much cash that he couldn't spend it all in a lifetime. Mansa Musa. Now let's pretend he lives to 80. To burn through all that money without earning any more, ignoring interest, you'd have to spend nearly 22 million US dollars every single day for the rest of his life. That's over 10 times what an average American makes in their entire career every day for about 8,400 days straight. But here's where it gets really interesting. While Jeff Bezos might be the wealthiest person in recent times, he's not even close to the richest individual in human history. The remarkable Mali Empire. In fact, when you adjust for inflation, there's a person who far surpasses Jeff's fortune, a person whose wealth was more than twice the size of Jeff Bezos is, and even larger than the combined fortunes of Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, and Jack Ma. The intriguing part is, despite his monumental wealth and historical significance, there's a good chance you've never heard of this person. Allow me to introduce you to Mansa Musa, the wealthiest person in history. Now you might be wondering why Mansa Musa isn't a household name? Well, there are two primary reasons for that. First, he lived nearly 750 years ago, which is quite a stretch back in time. Second, he was the Sultan of the Mali Empire, a part of history that doesn't receive as much attention in the educational systems of Europe and the United States, even though the Mali Empire was quite extraordinary. The Mali Empire's golden age. At its zenith during the 14th century, it covered almost 500,000 square miles and was home to roughly 5% of the entire world's population. This incredible rise happened in just a few generations during what's known as the Golden Age of trade in Africa, thanks mainly to its vast wealth from gold and salt. In fact, about half of all the gold in the known world at that time came from just 3 gold mines in Mali. Gold, you get it, but salt? Well, back then, salt was super valuable. In some parts of 14th century Africa, salt was as good as gold, literally. After all, salt is a fundamental part of our diet, and it also enhances the taste of food and acts as a preservative, a pretty big deal before the days of refrigeration. The rise of Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa was born around 1280 AD, and he became the 10th ruler of the Mali Empire in approximately 1312 AD. Oh, by the way, Mansa is not a first name. It's a title that means emperor or sultan, and let's say his rise to power was somewhat unusual. The ambitious exploration. Let's travel back to how it all began. In the year 1312, there was a bold and ambitious emperor in Mali by the name of Mansa Abu Bakari Keita III. Some call him Abu Bakr II, but let's call him Keita. Now, this emperor had a rather audacious idea. He wanted to sail his way to the edge of the Atlantic Ocean, so he gathered 200 sturdy boats and 100 supply vessels manned by brave souls ready for adventure. Their mission? To sail until they discovered what lay beyond the horizon. The journey and Mansa Musa's ascension. After a long and treacherous journey, only one boat returned to tell the tale. Its captain had a spine-tingling story to share, one that sent shivers down the spines of all who listened. He spoke of a colossal whirlpool that had swallowed his comrades. But you see, Keita was an adventurous spirit, undeterred by such eerie tales. In fact, he was so determined that he decided to lead the expedition himself, this time with a fleet of 3,000 ships. Sources of Mansa Musa's wealth. The wealth of Mansa Musa was primarily sourced from the abundant salt and gold deposits mined within the Mali Kingdom. In addition to these valuable resources, elephant ivory was also a major source of his wealth. All in all, the Mali Empire's affluence was chiefly derived from its control and taxation of trade routes for salt from northern regions. Mali's role in the global economy. Additionally, the empire profited significantly from the gold trade, which originated from the gold-rich territories in the south. These regions, such as Bamako, Wangara, Bura, Gao, and many others, had been vital contributors to Mali's prosperity over many centuries. Musa preferred to build relationships through cultural exchange, but he didn't hesitate to take action when needed. His army tackled the desert bandits who were disrupting trade in the Sahara, and this opened up more trade routes. The mystery of Mali's gold. Mali saw a big influx of Chinese silk, Persian fabrics, Indian spices, European metalwork, and Arabian horses. They made money by taxing these goods. Mali's focus was on controlling trade routes rather than the sources of traded materials like gold mines or forests. They did this by taxing caravans that entered and left their land. Mali's unique trade practices. Caravans played a big role in Mali's economy, and there were specific rules to follow. They would register the cargo they were carrying when they entered, and this data would be cross-checked when they left to ensure they weren't engaging in illegal trading. The tariffs were straightforward, so it wasn't hard for merchants to estimate their costs. And Musa's insistence on stable, fixed tariffs helped make Mali a trading hub. Mansa Musa's journey to Mecca. And then there was the journey that would etch Mansa Musa's name in the annals of history. In 1324, a time when Europe was grappling with the Black Death, Musa set out on a pilgrimage to Mecca. But he didn't embark on this journey discreetly. No, Musa took the notion of traveling in style to a whole new level. The Grand Pilgrimage. The spectacle of Musa's pilgrimage was beyond anything anyone had ever seen. The procession included tens of thousands of soldiers, officials, and citizens. They were accompanied by more than 12,000 slaves, each bearing a gold staff, and camels carrying large sacks of gold. You could say Mansa Musa turned the pilgrimage into an extravagant display of his wealth. Mansa Musa's generosity. As he moved through cities and lands on his journey to Mecca, Musa stopped to rest and pray, and he would shower the people with his wealth. Historians describe it as flooding the streets with gold. He built mosques, schools, and even a palace for himself in Cairo, which he also gave away. All of these acts of generosity did far more than display his wealth. They bolstered his standing and influence, legacy, and modern relevance. So, why does Mansa Musa matter today? His legacy isn't just about wealth. It's about the positive impact he had on his empire. His reign marked a time of cultural growth, religious tolerance, and the flourishing of learning. Mali's position as a significant trade hub and intellectual center wasn't just about making money. It was about connecting people from various regions, cultures, and backgrounds. While Jeff Bezos and other modern billionaires might top the Forbes list of richest individuals, they have a long way to go to catch up with Mansa Musa. His legacy endures as a testament to the power of wealth, influence, and above all, the positive impact that one person can make in the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more captivating explorations of history, culture, and the world. Thanks for watching.